Think of how the circle fits in the circle slot, and the square fits in the square slot, and so on. Life's kind of like this. Life is like the puzzle, and people are like the puzzle pieces. But sometimes we try to cram a certain person to a certain spot where they just don't fit. No matter how hard we try, we just can't get it to fit. Eventually, that person's going to rebel and fight against us. We think that it's right, but they know it's not. Not only hurts them, but the people around them. The Bully, by Castello. He rages from within, his eyes fixed in a stare. Anxious for a fight from whom? He doesn't care. His heart is filled with anger, his fists clenched in a ball, eager to ruin someone's day as they hurry down the hall. Who shall be his victim? There are many he can choose. The girl with braces on her teeth, the kid in school who's new. To him, they're all the same. Oh, how he longs to make them cry. As anger builds within, his classmates scurry by. And then he sees, around the corner, the shortest boy in class. Should he be his victim? He wonders when he teased him last. He doesn't quite recall, and he doesn't really care. The choice is finally made. Why? Just because the boy's there. So he calls out and asks names. The boy dares to hurry by. A boy who's done nothing wrong, but who's just merely wondering why. Why is he being teased, and why won't anyone step in? He's terrified of fighting back. There's no doubt he'll never win. And there stands in the doorway a teacher in plain view, who just merely shakes his head for what else can he do? He's simply there to teach. Those boys aren't in his class. Teasing is a part of life. It's a phase he knows will pass. So the bully is the victor. His place has well been earned. And the lesson no one taught him is the one he will never learn. To a teacher, he's merely trouble. But to that kid, he's to be feared. And to his alcoholic father, he's a mistake and wasted years. So he stands there so angry, his back against the wall, begging for attention by making others small. Standing on the corner, traffic whizzing by, he yells out to the world as angry clouds roll through the sky. His displeasure is apparent, his fist clenched so ever tight. Who shall be his victim on this fast approaching night? There are many he can choose, they all deserve his rage. To him, the world's just an act. Oh, how he longs for center stage. And then he spies that tired old man with groceries in his hand. At last, he's found his victim. He proceeds without a plan. He calls out angry threats as the old man stumbles by. One who's done nothing wrong, but who's just merely wondering why. Why is he being cursed at, and why won't anyone step in? He's terrified of fighting back. There's no doubt he'll never win. And then stands in the doorway a grocer in plain view, who just merely shakes his head for what else can he do? That man is not his father. That boy is not his son. Words are nothing more than that. The boy's just having fun. So the bully is the victor. His place has well been earned. And the lesson no one taught him is the one he'll never learn. To the grocer, he's merely trouble. But to that old man, he's to be feared. And to his alcoholic father, he's a mistake and wasted years. So there he stands so angry, his back against the wall, begging for attention by making others small. Drunk, and with a shotgun gripped in his hand, hidden in the shadows by the station where he stands, he watches cars pull in and out, customers walk to and fro, staring past their faces as they rush past him on the go. Who shall be his victim on this robbery barely planned? There are many he can choose from, their lives so close at hand. His heart beats out in anger, his brow is damp with sweat. He has to win this game, the rules have long been set. And then he sees her through the window of her bright and shiny car. The easy, perfect target. This plan will take him far. He hurries to the car door and forces himself inside. With the shotgun to her head, he begs him for her life. But they're merely words. They do not faze his ears. Her life is unimportant, and he mocks her many tears. And somewhere in the struggle, her screams pierce throughout the air. She's just another victim. Why? Just because she's there. And there stands in the doorway a mechanic in plain view, who just watches as the man drives away, for what else can he do? That girl is not his daughter. That boy is not his son. He can't risk his own life to stop a stranger with a gun. The papers show his pictures, his face glorified across the screen. To the world, he was a loser. But to himself, he had found his dream. For at last, somebody noticed the boy with all the rage. At last, he found an audience there from center stage. So the bully was the victor. His place had well been earned. And the lesson no one ever taught him is the one someone else was forced to learn. But perhaps the biggest lesson that stands out from the rest has been forced upon that mother who wonders what lies next. She stands there at the graveside where her only daughter lay, wondering what horrible events had led her to that day. What caused a child so young, only 16 years of age, to be filled with so much anger, to internalize such rage, that he would kill her only daughter, who was so young and full of life? Didn't anyone ever take the time to teach him wrong from right? His father, he was nothing. His life at home was fear. And from the drunken father came that message very clear. Words that wrecked their damage, that no one cared to see. The day that good-for-nothing boy became what they say.